the way, I'd like you guys to help me with the sound check.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Good. Can you hear the others?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear myself too.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Our cameras froze.
Camera is what? Frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me check. Oh, maybe I know why. Yes. Oh, great. Okay. Um, I believe I can leave that that way. Yeah, no, I'll have some problems here with the. Okay, have to do that probably. Yeah, which means I'll have to do. Oh, okay. So I'll ask you guys to help me out because I cannot see the stream chat because if whenever I play Skype on second like in the background, your camera's freeze. So yay, lovely. All right.
Nice.
So welcome everyone. Today we're going to have something a little bit different than normal, than usual. I am the DM tonight. Some people call me Caio, some people call me Aretha. You can call me whichever you like. Yeah. Tonight we're here to delve into a more mature content role playing game, which is Vampire the Masquerade. Vampires are hidden in human society. You guys, at some point, met someone who found you fit or unlike. After whatever reason you had to get together, would it be a date or business meeting or very nice weird friend that only showed up at night? That person at some point sunk his or her teeth deep into your skin. While you felt an increasing amount of passion and lust and pleasure, your blood was being drained. You died that moment. But before long, that person poured a bit of their own blood into your mouth, and you started drinking it as if that would be the only thing you could do. The transformation, painful. You felt your body dying, but your soul refused to leave it. You were told some hours later, now you were one of the undead, one of the kindred. You must feed on human blood. You must fight off the urge to kill every single human. Not because this is the most humane thing to do, but because if you do so, you end up giving in to the beast within you. It has been about 2 to 3 years since that night when you ceased living. You were then educated by your sire, the one that killed you and gave you blood, that canine society has its rules. Rule number one: you should never, ever tell humans what you are. Rule number two: you should never review to humans that vampires exist. Again, not because that is the most humane thing to do, but because it is easier to hide a wolf between the sheep if the sheep don't know that a wolf is a wolf. Now, you live in London. You have a place where you hide from the sun. London is a city that is controlled by the Camarilla. You maybe don't know much about that, especially for Roger, who is a member of the uh, Ravenous vampire. They are independent. They do not meddle into vampiric politics, such as Camarilla and Sabah. But, or I'm sorry, what is your character's name, Omaro?
My character name is Farron.
Baron, your sire belongs to the Camarilla. And you've been told that this organization has some very strict rules on feeding ground, on creating new vampires, on creating ghouls. You have also been told that such rules are only harmful to you if you ever get caught breaking them. It doesn't mean you can't break them, just can't get caught. Now, you've all felt the last week's sense of uneasiness. Apparently, you've heard there have been some attacks close to the border with Scotland, northern part of England, have been suffering incursions from Sabah. You don't know why. Even those who are not aligned with the Camarilla have heard such things, because news travels fast, especially between the Nosferatu. Hideous, deformed vampires who linger in sewers and other kinds of places that are not open to the great public, for their face would scare humans and reveal the existence. You rise on that night. So, in order for us to start, I'd like each of you to throw a dice. The one who has the highest number will begin.
Do you D10?
A d10. Yeah, in Vampire, we only use d10.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I forgot.
Don't worry.
I have a 7. 7.
Sorry, Amaro, you're muted. You're muted.
I had a 7 too.
Okay, so can you guys please throw it again to untie?
Well, I rolled a 10.
7 again.
Okay. All right, so to begin play, of course, we haven't had a night before. Then, Cass, please throw 1d10 again and let me know the number, for that will be the number of blood points you will have in your system.
4.
Okay. By the way, Cass, your generation is 13. Okay? Fires
Oh,
start at 13. You have 4 points of blood in your system. Basically, your beast is craving for blood. You have less than half your reservoir available to you. And when you wake up that night, you can feel the blood in your system agitating. It starts rushing up and down your body, and you start feeling again. Not the same sensation of the human tact, because you are now a creature of the night. So all you can feel the proximity of blood. All you want is to drink blood. Any other emotion, any other feeling is just a pale resemblance of what it once was when your heart used to beat. The process of waking up costs one blood point every night. As you roll a 4, you had 5 points of blood in your system. As you wake up, you have 4 now. That's how.
That's and those I put in my blood bowl pool. Blood pool.
Yes, you faint 4 blocks in your blood pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, another thing that I kind of forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. Your willpower is your extra edge when you have a dice throw. Basically, you can spend a willpower to add 1 success to your rolls.
Hmm.
Okay? So,
Okay.
Roger, you rise. It is about 6:30 p.m. Because your humanity level is so high, you still have your more human trait. You are still a cadaver. Do not get confused. However, that cadaver is more similar to a human who has maybe who's a little bit anemic, who has lost a few kilos and it's a little bit malnourished, but people still consider you human. Doesn't matter the dark bags that you have under your eyes. You wake up that night. What do you wish to do?
Mm. I I'm gonna look around and look if I know any spots to start searching for a human to feed, maybe a park nearby or something.
Okay. So I'd like you then to throw a wits and survival test. Your difficulty, as you are in a cosmopolitan city such as London, is 6.
I do. I add my wits to 1d10. So
Do you have
then
your
it's
how many points in wits do you have?
5. So I roll 6 dice.
You have
Oh,
survival 1, you roll 6 dice. Each dice that shows a number 6 or higher is a success.
I have 1 success and 2 failures.
Okay. It means that you cannot find a space that provides you with
I I
cover.
meant I have two ones. 2 1s.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you did not find a space that provide you cover or feeding. You do, however, find people that you could feed from. But that would risk exposing your true nature. It's up to you to pass on the feeding opportunity, maybe search again with a higher difficulty.
How many people do I see? Do I see anyone wandering on their own?
Yeah, that's the point. No. because you had not a very good result in your dice.
So, but I do see like people in a group or something, or
Yes, most of them. You also do not see any kind of alley or darker place where you could feed from the person without people really seeing what you're doing. Because, truth be told, whenever you're feeding, people will gather you for, making out or something. But if there is enough light, people will see that you are kissing far too long some parts of the body. So, uh,
or
you know,
I am. Well, I'll try and find. I do another attempt at finding a place.
okay.
So, do I roll
Roll
again, or
roll it again, but now your difficulty will be 7.
so I have a 6, a 9, and a 1.
Well, now you still don't find any feedable places, but you do not get so tempted for feeding. You spend 2 hours searching, but no place seems to be fit for your devious act. Let's wait a little bit while you still stumble through the streets of London trying to find a neck to bite. Now, Farron, you rise again. Roll 1d10 so that we can see how much blood you've got left.
2.
Okay, so you've been neglecting a little bit of your feeding necessity. Basically, as you rise, you feel the blood rushing through your veins. You feel the cadaver being able to move again. You rise, you look yourself in the mirror, and you can almost see behind you a shadow with glowy eyes whispering in your ear. It is virtually the only thing you can think of. You crave for food. Your throat aches, body aches.
I know that you're there, and you know I hate you so much. I get out.
Leave the apartment. The night is cold. It doesn't bother you anymore. Now that you're dead, the feeling is kind of neutralized. It's just numbness. And you can smell, you can hear heartbeats around and feel people speaking, their saliva, their spit full of alcohol in it. Blood must be hot, warm, tender. And I want.
Is my retainer also in close by or in the apartment?
No. Your retainer's probably not there.
I'll take. I take a casual stroll, looking in the area where most of the art is being produced.
Okay. You cross some bars, and actually, very London. So you walk past some pubs. They are, well, I wouldn't say crowded, but they have a decent amount of people. Would you like
I will
to?
take.
Yes, please.
I will like it. Take a look around, and if I see one that is a particular kind of aroma, slightly foreign.
So I'd like you to roll the same test that Cass did, wits plus survival. You're evaluating your chances of success as well as your chances of,
Survival, that means three
scoring.
dice. Uh, what was the challenge rating?
The difficulty is 6.
Then 2 successes.
You can spot a girl. She seems a little bit, not bored, but she seems misplaced, as if she didn't belong there. She looks around as if trying to recognize something, maybe trying to find a place to go. She's vulnerable.
It seems like you're lost, my dear girl.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my friends are over there. They're talking, but I don't enjoy drinking and alcoholic drinks much. Um, but I'm sorry, what's your
Well,
name?
let me get you a drink. Slight beverage, a light one.
I do not drink alcohol. Maybe some juice?
Okay. So I go to the bar and I get um, an orange juice and have a little bit of grenadine added to it with an umbrella. And I walk back. Come on, my dear. Let's sit somewhere where we can talk. Can I use dominate?
Okay, Dominate, you would require her to look at you. It's easier if you use convincing her with your skills
Mm-hmm.
so that she would follow you. It wouldn't be that difficult, especially considering you have presence. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
you take a look at your character sheet. You check
Yeah.
with your levels of leadership and empathy,
Mm-hmm.
she just responds, "Ah, yeah, yeah. Hey, let's sit here where we can." Right?
And I kind of lead her out on a terrace, and then so as much as close to an alley.
You can find a space like that where, well, illumination is not that good, and London is foggy today. So you have there a separate spot to which she says, "But sorry, uh, what did you want to talk kind of here?"
Well, then you're lucked out. I can give you an excellent tour if you like.
Hey, that's nice. Uh, but actually, we seem to be a little bit far from everybody else.
Well, we can start the tour right now.
Oh, why not? And she touches her hair as if placing it behind her ear, and you can see her neck exposed. You can hear her heart beating. Her veins start to shine to you. Blood is running there. You cannot think of anything else.
Um, since we are fog-like, I will take a drain. I will drain her. How far can I go? And
Well, then we have certain things to consider. You've been told that regular adults, in general, if you drink 1 or 2 blood points from them, they still survive. If you drink more than that, It is risky for them, but they can still survive if they go to the hospital immediately and receive care. If you drink more than 5 blood points, which would be 50% of their amount of blood, they will certainly.
I'm very peckish. I mean, seriously peckish. And I will drain her until her last heartbeat.
Hey, you sink your teeth on her skin. Instead of screaming, she seems to enjoy. She doesn't fight. You can feel her body shivering with pleasure, because that's what the kiss does. You drink the blood. It is everything you drink. You yourself feel pleasure because drinking blood is what you're made to do. You drink until you hear her heartbeats. And now you throw a conscience test.
Okay.
Your difficulty is 8.
Okay. What do I roll exactly?
Conscience,
Conscience.
the virtue.
And I have 2 fails.
Oh, that is a dramatic failure. Just explaining what happened here. Humanity, which is a trait that you guys have, they have certain scenes attached to each level. For instance, Humanity 4 states that some people deserve to die, and it's okay for you to kill them if they deserve. Of course, being deserving of dying, it can vary from person to person. But usually it's like someone who offended you in some way or so, which this girl hadn't done. Basically, you lose 1 humanity point and 1 conscience point. And you also get a derangement.
No problem. I was already deranged.
Yeah, but this one will be like a real one, which impacts you mentally and mechanically. So you can write down in your character sheet that now you have schizophrenia. Schizophrenia, no, sorry,
Oh.
megalomania. Basically, you thirst for power, and whenever you see the opportunity of drinking from an elderly vampire, you have to try really hard not to do so. You kill her, you bask, you enjoy, you love it. By the way, you can add 10 points of blood to your blood pool until your maximum capacity, which is 10, right? So if you had like 2 points in your system, now you have 10 points.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Right. You do not feel any kind of remorse. You joy. You are a creature of the night and you're hunting on the weaklings. Human. They do not deserve to live. They only deserve you. While you were there, enjoying, Roger, you've been walking around for 2 hours and you still haven't found a place to eat properly. Your beast is, desperate. Feel it, stretching.
Uh, did you say anything at last? Because I did not hear.
No, sorry.
Oh,
I just dropped, yeah. So you can still feel your beast trying to push you towards killing someone cold-bloodedly.
mm-hmm. I do resist killing someone cold blooded. Um, I'm going to to listen if I hear any music or anything around.
You do hear not exactly music, but you do hear chatter. You hear people talking.
I'm gonna check it out what it is.
Getting closer, you see a group of people at what it seems to be an open doors bar. They're talking as you approach. You can start to hear kind of soft music coming from inside, and some people outside smoking.
Um, do I see someone outside smoking on their own?
You do,
I'm gonna approach the person.
okay? This seems to be an older woman, around, I mean, not older woman, but a middle aged woman around 40. She's holding a lit cigarette. As you approach her, she looks at you and say, "Oh, good evening."
Good evening, my lady. Do you maybe have a cigarette for me? I have lost mine.
Okay. She gets a pack of cigarettes from her pocket. She punches it against her hand so that one of them may drop out, like just the tip, and points it towards you.
I grabbed it.
All right. Um, Let me help you with that. She places her own cigarette to her mouth and approaches yours so that you put it in your mouth and you
Yeah,
try to. I,
I started. I am gonna smoke like like you did when you didn't know how to smoke.
okay.
People don't know how to smoke; they do it through their mouth. I don't actually smoke, but
Well, um, I'd like you to throw a courage test. Your difficulty is four. Four. Three. Your difficulty is three.
uh, 2 6s.
Okay, so you do feel a certain fear of the that lit up cigarette because that reminds you of fire. And one of the things you've been told is stay away from fire and from the sun. Those are two things that could really, really hurt you. But you hold your feet. You do not run away screaming as your beast now tells you to.
Or so, my lady, do you come here often?
Think you can feel the nasty taste of smoke going down your throat, but not staying there for long because, well, you do not breathe. As you speak, the smoke is all expelled as well. And she says, "Ah, you know, what can an old lady do? I come to these bars trying to find some nice thing to do, but nice men my age already have nice women at their side, or other nice men. And well,
Well,
my only hope is to find nice younger men." And she eyes you up and down.
I wink at her
Oh,
and I say, I understand what you mean. Such a fine lady as you.
oh. I like a man who can make me smile. Would you like to make me smile a little bit more, my dear?
Yeah, I would love to.
Either way.
Uh, I'll walk away with her and we'll go to an alley or something.
Okay, now I'd like you to try to find a perception survival roll so that you can find such alley that does not give away that you're not doing what you want people to think you're doing.
All right. What's the
The
difficulty?
difficulty 6.
I rolled a 1, a 10, and a 6.
It means that 10 and 6, there are two successes, one is a botch. The botch cancels one of your successes, so you have one success in the end. You can find an alley after all. You take her there, she doesn't wait for much, and she kind of holds you and starts kissing you. The touch of her skin on your skin, nothing. You do not feel anything. You do not feel aroused. Just skin. Hers is definitely warmer than yours. And she seems to notice that. Between one kiss and another, she says, "Oh dear, you are cold. Let me warm you up." And she resumes kissing you.
Uh, I move her hair out of her neck, and when she tries between kisses, when she tries to kiss me again, I bite her in her neck
When you
and
sink her
start.
teeth, she starts moaning. She's having the best time of her life. You can feel her body shaking as emotions flood her. Here comes the question: how much?
I will drink 2 buckfuls.
Okay. Unfortunately, you are rather hungry. Then, for that, you'll have to pass on a self control test.
All right.
So, you're going to roll the self control test. Your difficulty is 6 because you have 4 points of blood in your system.
Well, I rolled 3 1s and 1 6.
Well, it is possible for you to spend a willpower point in order to prevent that from being a total failure. Now, I am giving you this option because your level of humanity is very high. And if for a regular human, killing someone shouldn't be something that you consider, you are more humane than a regular human.
I will spend a willpower point.
Okay, so you can mark that the squares
Yeah.
below dots. You can control yourself, but it is not easy. As you drink, your beast is raging. It is surging within you. You feel every cell of your undead body wanting that liquid. For some moment, you start sucking harder as if you wanted really to drink the entire person. But then your beliefs step in and you push her away. She seems tipsy as if she had drunk a lot. And you remember one lesson of your sire right after you were embraced, right after you awoke, uh, you woke up to this unlife. Your teeth leave marks, but as long as you use your tongue and lick the wounds, they close fast and they leave no trace of a vampire having bit your victim. So it is important that you guys remember that because you will not be reminded of that again. It is important that you cover your tracks. You can hear your sire saying, "I will not be there always. to kill those who saw what you did, and to kill those who you did that to. You can add 2 points of blood to your system. You were still hungry, but a little bit less hungry than before. I'd like you to roll a perception check. So you're going to roll perception plus alertness.
Mm, all right.
Your difficulty is 6.
Um, I rolled my a 9, one success.
What? Your perception plus alertness is only that?
I have one success.
Okay, you only have. Oh my God, Kaz, you are like me playing.
Yeah, I know. I rolled 5 dice and I only got one success.
Yeah. Okay. Look at the bright side. This is not the Requiem. The Requiem, all difficulties are 8. So after you left her, she stumbles back to the bar, and you find it is a better choice if you just go away, step away from the bar. As you're wandering far from the bar, you hear footsteps. Someone is racing. Someone is racing towards you. You start hearing panting. But strangely enough, this person that you see afar on the street running, she seems to be actually, he seems to be running away from something, but the person's not screaming for help.
Hmm. Um, can I go after the person?
Yeah, the person is coming towards your direction, actually.
Oh, towards me.
Yeah, whatever this person is running away from is chasing him from the other end of the street.
I'm gonna wait until he almost. No, yeah, I'm gonna like stand against the wall, and when he's almost near me, I'm gonna walk out to scare him.
Okay? As you do that, he stumbles, like he tries to stop very rashly, and then he starts to stumble and he falls down to the floor on his behinds. He's scared. He looks at you and says, he moves his mouth, but his voice is almost not there. You're after me, help.
I help him up and say, "Who are after you?"
I don't know. They want to kill me. They're coming from that way. Please hide me. Hide me. They will not hurt you. They're like you. Behind me.
Like me? How do you mean like me?
Dead.
I'm not dead. I am just a regular person.
Throw a perception plus alertness.
Mm, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
6, 10, and 8, so 3 successes.
As you look down this human body, you you do realize that it's still living. You can hear his heartbeat, especially now, because he's breathing heavily. But you can also check all over his body, around his neck. He's wearing like it's a cold night, but he's wearing a t-shirt only, and you can see around his arms as well marks of holes, teared holes. You are familiar with those. You have just erased 2 of them. Why does he have holes in his body?
I'm gonna hide him because I think he might be used as a feeding bag.
Yeah, just keep in mind that your humanity is 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna drink him. I'm gonna hide him from them
Okay.
because I am like, oh wait, he's probably being tortured.
All right. So you get him, take him to an alley, and try to hide him. All right. Let's cut a little bit here. And Baron. The body of the girl lies down on the floor. What do you plan to do with it?
How far are we from the Thames?
Not that far.
I will drag her like she is drunk, trying to avoid as many people as I can, and then I'll ditch her in the Thames.
Okay. Even though you try to avoid as many people as you can, you eventually stumble on some people. Therefore, I'd like you to do a charisma plus performance test. Your difficulty will be 5 because it is dark, it's the night, and it is common to see drunk people around the streets.
Oh, it cancels out because I have a 10 and I have a 6, and it's being cancelled by 2 3s.
2 threes.
Oh no, that's a 1. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
only one
It has to
cancels,
be a
yeah.
1. Only ones.
Yes.
So it's 2 successes.
Okay. That's good for you because otherwise you'd
That's good for
be
me.
in difficulty. You place her hand around her shoulder and you carry her. And even though, well, she's a cadaver, people do not notice that her feet are not moving. They are just being dragged around. You get close to the river, you can quickly ditch her. But as you do, you hear a voice. Oh my, what is it that we have here? You look towards the sound, seeing the shadows, figure covered in ragged cloth, dark tainted clothes, or what once were clothes. This creature is completely deformed. Her eyes are very narrow, resembling maybe an Asian ascendancy person, or what was an Asian ascendancy person once, because her face is all covered in scars and wounds. You can see as bubbles of pus scatter around her face. Her hair is incomplete. Part of her head is showing. She smells.
What is it to you?
Oh dear. I am in my area. What is it to you that invade my turf to throw away your own trash?
Well, since you can lay claim to this area, I will apologize.
Oh, see, apologize is nothing. You owe me now. I have a service for you because I like to be giving. As she does that, you can see that her fingers they're very long and the joints they're very thick, but the space between the joints are very thin. Her hands are also filled with scars and open wounds. I have lost something, and I wish you take that back. I'm sorry. What are my manners? It appears as if I am not part of the great halls of the Camarilla. Not being there in a while. I am Lady Asha. I'm a Nosferatu of this side of the thing. Well, and you are.
I am Farron,
Oh,
former artist.
oh, are you Toreador?
Some say I am, some say I'm something else.
I love negotiating with Toreador. You try so hard to hide your disgust from me. Some of you can, you can't. Now,
Some of us don't have manners.
yeah, but manners, from where I come from, are secondary things. The most important is information. After all, knowledge is. Now, my dear, as I told you, I've lost something, or rather, um, he goes by the name of John.
And what is the John to you?
Well,
What is the
this
importance?
this John is quite important. The thing is, I want him back. But this John is immortal. I want back alive. And if I were you, I wouldn't drink from it.
I feel a catch somewhere.
Oh dear, the catch is that you use my area to displace of your bodies.
No, no, no. What is the importance of this human to you, this mortal?
Well, dear, that is the price you have to pay for using my area. I do not
Fine.
owe you any extra information. Actually, I was very nice telling you not to drink from him. So,
Well, I'll take your gesture of kindness. Now, where am I supposed to
last
look?
time I saw, he ran towards the street full of bars up to that direction. And I do hope that you can bring him to me as fast as possible. Do we have
Indeed.
agreement?
Well, it seems like I'm not given a choice.
Now that you understand, here's a photo of the book. She passes on to you like a very cramped piece of paper. It seems like a photo print from a computer, but the paper is stained and it smells like sewer. So I do expect you to be fast. Bring him here. And once you arrive, just clap your hands twice and I'll show up.
That sounds impressive. That sounds impressive. But I shouldn't be surprised from someone of the Nosferatu.
Oh, someone has been taught, well, the basics. Good luck. And if I were you, I would not mention that with anyone else. Good luck.
Thank you.
And she walks down a kind of stairway to close to the level of water in the Thames. She quickly enters a tunnel that seems to be leaking sewage towards the Thames.
I'll start heading to the area, thinking about the situation, regretting the dismissal of the corpse in that particular area. But I will continue.
You walk and walk, and please throw a perception plus alertness check.
And alertness. Okay. That's two twos, an 8, and a 10.
Okay, so it means that as you walk by, almost unknowingly, you enhance your senses. You remember your sire teaching you how to do that, but it's still weird. You still do that kind of reflexively. You can see twice as well. You can hear twice as far. You hear steps, agitated steps, two groups, one lonely rider, one lonely racer ahead, and three others chasing. You hear suddenly the advanced racer steps stop. You hear something falling to the ground. You also hear some words, some explanation. It's weird because it seems that the rhythm of the speech is tangled up with trying to gasp for air. Then suddenly you hear a door shutting up. This interaction lasts like seconds. And the three steps, the three people chasing, they seem to keep chasing a ghost far, far away from where you heard that ghost.
I want to get close to the building, and I would like to see if there are any windows or any cracks that are open or whatever. And I want to take a peek in there.
All right. A moment. Roger, you find an open door. A habit that hasn't been very common since the Middle Ages, when people used to leave their houses open in London. You enter the small building with the boy by your side. It's dark. You can't see very well. The very green light that comes in comes from street lights. You guys find a space that is utterly dark so that you can hide from any peekers outside. Keep quiet as you hear people running past. They do not stop to check the buildings. They assume the kid has just run past that place. You now safe. Thank you. Oh, oh Lord.
Tell me, why were they chasing you?
I I was being kept hostage by by undead, by vampires like you. I learned how to tell the difference. There are certain things that you guys don't do because you don't breathe. You don't remember to do that all the time. Only those who get closest to human society, they tend to keep their bodies moving, like the chest going up and down. Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't suspecting that you were suddenly stopping. Normally, I'm more aware of what to do, but you caught me off guard. But why are you so special?
Uh, I I have been born with something, and at this moment, I'd like both Roger and Farron to do perception checks. Perception plus alertness. Farron, your difficulty is 7, and Roger, your difficulty is 6.
Uh, two successes.
Farron,
One success because I had a fail.
so basically, as you approach the building to peek from the window, you do hear conversation inside. Your enhanced senses tell you that there are people whispering inside the building. Roger, as the boy's talking, you see a shadow moving and sticking up too close to the window. You know that someone is outside the building, but now it's only one person rather than the three that you heard passing.
Um, I'll I'll first put my hand on the mouth of the boy, man, so he doesn't talk anymore. And I says, and I'm gonna watch what's gonna happen outside. What the shadow does.
Okay, so Farron, you do hear the whisper conversation, and then you hear,
Oh, that's no good. I whisper to myself. Um, can I climb on something?
um, there are some lampposts there, but if you mean climb to get
I,
access to the building,
mm-hmm.
um, the closest windows to the first store, they are a little bit higher than expected. It would require some dexterity and athletics test.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. What's the challenge rating?
It's 6. If I don't tell you guys any different difficulty,
It's
you can
6.
assume it's
Okay.
6.
2 successes.
Okay. You quickly place your fingers in the crevice of the building details and you push your body up. You slowly climb and you can reach an open window on the second floor. It may need a little push to open, but you can access that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get in through that window.
While you're in the process, Roger, you see the shadow moving and disappearing to the side of the window. And
Hmm.
then, please roll a perception alertness check, please. Your difficulty will be 7.
Two successes.
You hear a small thud upstairs.
I point upstairs to the boy, as there's someone upstairs, and uh, can I use the chemistry to like make a fake wall?
You can, yes.
So I'll spend a willpower to make a fake wall.
Right?
So
You
hide behind.
You concentrate, you place yourself on a corner with the boy, and you create the illusion of the room being a little bit smaller. So, Karen, you access the second floor.
Um, I'm gonna try to look at the floors and see if there are any cracks. And if I can look down through the floor. If I can't, I'll do something else.
You can't. The building is not old actually, but you do see access to a staircase.
I will try to get out of the room and go downstairs, but um, slowly, stealthily.
Right? Please roll dexterity plus health. And tell me the number of successes.
Oh no. uh, it cancels out.
Okay, but it cancels out and you're left with no numbers one, or it cancels out and you're left with numbers one.
No, it cancels out. There's no ones left, so no fails left.
So basically, as you try to walk down there quietly, you did not predict that the building was not that old, but it was a little bit old. Old enough for their stairs to go. And the more you try to step lightly, the more the staircase makes noises, because that's what happened. So, Roger, you hear the steps.
I'm gonna wait to see what he's gonna do because I've made a false wall.
So,
Do I
as
find a fire extinguisher in the hallway?
there is a fire extinguisher in the hallway, yes, but
And
as
an axe
you.
next to it?
Sorry?
And an axe next to it?
No, no X. It's
Oh.
just the fire extinguisher.
Hmm.
But, um, how many points in Auspex have you got, Farron?
1 point.
And how many points have you got in Chimerism?
None. No, none. Wait. No, 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 no.
All right, so, Farron, I'd like you to test perception plus. I am using a book in Portuguese, and I have to quickly
Mhm.
translate things into English. Yeah. Perception plus subterfuge,
Subterfuge.
whereas Roger tests manipulation plus subterfuge. Your
Manipulate
difficulties are both 7.
the subterfuge. Alright.
Yes, manipulation plus subterfuge.
Well, I think
2
I'll shoot.
successes.
How many, Omaro?
2 successes.
Roger?
2 successes.
Okay, so you're going to do it again because that was a tie.
2 successes.
It was a 7 was difficulty, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 successes. I have
Can
a
I
10
burn a
and I'm
willpower?
Does a 10 matter or?
The 10 doesn't matter right now. It's just a regular success. So, one more time, please.
One
Two
success.
successes. Two successes.
So basically, Baron goes downstairs, making the staircase squeak. Roger focuses all his attention into maintaining the wall seeming like a wall. Baron passes his eye through the hallway, through the room, and he notices that that wall is a little bit that wall makes the room shorter than it would be from the outside. Then he starts piercing intently towards the wall. As he does that, Roger is focusing more and more and trying to make that wall look as solid as possible. But on a second that Roger loses focus, Karen's enhanced abilities see a flicker of illusion, and for a second, you can see a transparency on the wall, and you can see shades behind it. So you know that wall is a fake.
Well, that's interesting. What are you doing here?
I'm not responding because I.
It's not like I can't see you. It's not like I don't know that you're there. You know, mortals do have a certain aroma about them.
You
Do you
know,
really keep? Do you really want to
you,
keep playing this game?
I dropped the wall. You know, using a human as a feeding bag is not what we do.
Well, it's good that I already fed. Unfortunately, um, I was actually doing something else, but you caught my attention. What are you doing? Especially with the mortal.
Well, I'm protecting this mortal because he was being chased and being used as a feeding bag. We have rules, and we also do have to not feed the beast.
I am curious where you got that from. Well, I know where you got that from. I'm just saying, what is the importance of this particular human? Can I, while I'm talking, walk around and see who this person is?
The boy, well, I say boy because it's a very young adult, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
19. So he's not exactly hidden. He was bracing his own knees, but
Mm-hmm.
as the charade was down, he just that moment when you relax before something bad happens, so he just let go of his knees. He's sitting on the floor and he looks at you and says, I was not being used as a feeding bag, but I was being used as punishment. However, I do not see me as a punishment. I see me as say how can I say that? As redemption.
Interesting.
And now you
So,
notice all the holes on his arms, neck, and as you can see, a bit of his legs, like his pants, kind of go up a bit. You can see that there are bite marks on his legs as well.
Interesting. He looks at his fellow kindred.
this is weird.
Does he?
Punishment?
Does he? Sorry, does he look like the picture?
Yes, it's the same person. Please don't take me back there. It was awful. I had to stay in a cage.
But how do you mean punishment?
You see, I have a weird condition to my blood. Whenever one of you drink from me, they cease to be vampires. The magic that keeps you alive for many centuries is lifted, and time catches up.
But do we can
Uh,
become human again, or do we just die?
You become human again, sure, but depending on how old you are, you could die instantly because your body would age all the years that it hasn't because of the magic of the curse.
Hmm.
well, at least I know now why I was supposed to fetch him.
Please don't take me back there. They use me as punishment. They make their enemies bite me. And that hurts. That hurts a lot. I see past their illusions. I see past your powers. They are useless on me, but of course you're stronger than I am. Please let me go.
Should
He is a very, very, very valuable asset.
we should at least
And
keep him safe. It's not going back.
well, unfortunately, I was requested to take him back.
What if we
So,
play a game?
what type of game are you thinking of?
Could play a game of chess. The winner decides.
I've never been someone for chess.
Well,
What if what did you used to do when you were still in your mortal life?
I was some sort of a champion.
Of what? Beans?
Chess. I was a chess world
Ah,
champion.
interesting.
I don't know why I've been chosen to become this, but maybe because of my intelligence or my wits, I don't know. My strategy. Or
Hmm.
just because they thought me not being able to speak properly was something to bite me for.
He walks towards the window, and he takes a look outside. Does he see anything like that the two that ran are coming back?
Yep. The street is very empty now, especially because it's a little bit later at night, maybe around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
He snaps his fingers twice. I have an obligation to fulfill.
What obligation?
Um, it's clapping your hands twice was the recall, right?
Yeah, but in the spot that you were when you threw the body on the river.
Right.
But please, don't take me back. I can give you your lives back if you're not very old. If you're like, what, 10 years vampires, you can still live. You don't have to kill people anymore.
I don't want to live anymore. But I
Why?
don't like this either.
What was so bad that you decided to give up on living? I am giving you the opportunity of living again. You don't have to go back to your former human life. I'm giving you chance for redemption and start a new life. You too, kind sir.
Maybe later.
We either fight or you make me fulfill my promise
Well, what's the promise?
that I return this person, this unique specimen,
What do you get in return?
to continue this unlife.
Well, if you're afraid of dying, then why hand him in?
I have some other things to have to finish.
We'll do them. Because he's not going back.
You really want me to fight you?
Well, I think you're smart enough to know that you cannot fight me.
The boy is um, getting closer to a corner and kind of placing himself in a position of self-defense, like recoiling and trying to stand. That.
What if we postpone his return?
That's a good idea. Maybe we should first find out more about him. What makes him special. Maybe there are more. We could create an army.
I'm
An
just
army? What
human.
for?
I'm just human. I cannot fight you, undead.
No, it's not an army for not an army for fighting, but an army for ending this disease, ending this beast.
Life doesn't. Life isn't cracked up as it is supposed to be. And you know that. We both know that. That's why we ended up in the unlife.
It's true. But still, we have also a code as vampires and we should live up to it. You
Damn
don't want to
code.
be executed for breaking the code, do you?
Breaking the code is not executing a request, not paying back your debts.
Well, it's both.
So we are back at the impasse again.
Yeah, that's true. We could still play a game of chess.
Hmm.
The results
Like I
will be.
said, I propose that we wait.
And what do you
We'll
want to
go to
wait?
my houses. One of my houses. Well, apartments actually. I would like to make a phone call to my retainer, to my assistant, and to give us a ride to an apartment outside the city.
All right.
Okay. Um, do you reach your pocket to get your cell phone?
Yes.
Dial the numbers, and as soon as 10, 15 minutes later, there's a car in front of the building.
Follow me.
All right. For now, I trust you for a second, but no more. If you betray me, I will let you bite him.
Deal.
Yes.
He looks at the boy, and if you will want to live a day longer, I suggest you get into the car.
Gets into the car, but he says, "Don't get me wrong, I do want to live, but if you guys decide on taking me back, I will do everything I can to escape that prison again."
Don't worry,
I
we're
will
not.
just. Cause
Hmm? I said we're not taking you back.
well, I'm just bringing you to a different, more luxurious cage than you used to be in.
If you don't force anyone to bite me, then that is way better than the cage I was in. The problem was not the lack of luxury. The problem was the torture.
You'll be fine. Get in the car.
He gets into the car. The driver, your retainer, looks at you and says, "So, are you ready to go?"
I am. And make sure that we don't get followed.
Okay. He drives and takes some weird turns. Anyone who drives would know that he is kind of getting around and turning unnecessary turns instead of like driving a straight line. And some 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, you arrive to a building in a nearby city to London.
Now tell me, what was your name again?
My name.
He looks at the boy.
I'm John.
Ah. Do you know who limited your freedom?
I don't know who ordered it. I know that some people with very ugly faces, they kept me down there. And every now and then, I would be offered starving vampires. They would be crazy about blood, like they had been starving for days. And the moment they bit me, they would become human again. Many of them would become dust while still touching my skin.
This is a very powerful thing.
Powerful for whom? I am powerless in this situation.
I don't know. I mean, I know who captured you. You clearly stated it. Um, that brings me quite in a pickle. Now, Robert, was it?
Roger. Nice to meet you. What's your
My
name?
apology. Farron.
All right.
I can't. What is your stake in this? Why are you doing this? Because I have a lot to lose if I don't bring him back.
My stake is that I do want every vampire to follow the code. And I don't think we should harm humans. We should let them live, and we just need to feed because we do need to feed.
You're one of those. Okay. He says to the driver, "Bring us to the bridge where I was. Bring me to the that bar where I was yesterday."
Okay? He drives. and takes you to the bar where you were the day before. It is closed now. It is this is 2:30 a.m. Things in London close rather early.
Now we have a choice. You need to convince me more than just a code. Code is not always everything. Because it's just
Well,
as heavy as a bone.
do you want to lose your humanity and become a beast? And betray your whole kindred?
I'm already a beast. What would it make a F of a difference? Do
Well,
you really think that that is enough?
that is not enough. Then how about your own life? I mean,
What
I have
if
so much to achieve.
yes, but I told you what happens. Like me, did the person that sent you after me sign?
He ignores what John says, and he
but what if they capture you if you give them the boy? They let you bite him after starving you. Then you can never become powerful.
You are a liability now. You do realize that once they know you know, they will go after you.
So are you. He looks at his fellow kin. You know the secret.
Yeah, and
If
I'm
you
going to protect him. That's why I'm not going to turn him in. I have many ways to hide. I have many ways to not be here on if I need to. But my first priority now is to protect this boy, start of his life.
you know he will never be safe. What does it
He will be
doesn't
safe
mean a
if they don't
thing.
know where he is.
Have you ever worked with a Nosferatu? Have you ever worked with him? Have you ever been in contact with him?
No, I don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm free. I don't bind myself.
I had the unfortunate situation that I came across them a couple of times. Um, they probably already know that we're here.
Then why did he drive back into the city?
He opens up the door. Get out.
The boy looks surprised, starts moving.
I step out of the car, but before I grab John's wrists so he cannot be captured and driven away.
He leaves. He tries to leave the car with you.
I'm trying to prevent that. That's what I would like to do. I would like to prevent that John is still able to to run away.
How?
While they're getting out of the car, grabbing the wrist, I'll try to grab um, the other guy's wrist, and then um, squeeze it very hard.
Um, how much strength do you have? How many points of strength do you have?
3.
Okay. Do you have the discipline potency?
Display no.
All right. Every vampire can use the blood points in their system
Mm-hmm.
to empower their physical abilities. You spend 1 point of blood to
Mm-hmm.
temporarily increase one physical attribute by 1 point. This increment is enhancement lasts for the scene. If you raise it above the limit of 5, it lasts one turn until it reaches 5. That will last until the end of the scene. For example, you have 3 strength. You can increase to 5 strength, spending 2 blood points, 1 blood point per
Mm-hmm.
turn, and it will last the entire scene. If you spend more blood points, you can get to strength 6, 7, 8, but it will last only one turn when it resumes to 5. Um,
I will. Yeah, I will burn that then.
okay,
So
so
2.
I'll ask you to roll a strength check, difficulty 6.
And then with 5 dice.
5, no, in this first turn, you use 4 because it's
4.
1 blood point per turn.
Ah.
We are skipping the grabbing test. I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming you were successful at that.
Yeah. 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 Sorry,
Are you
the
trying to
challenge
yank
rating
off his
was
arms?
6.
Sorry?
Sorry, the challenge rating was 6, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, 2 successes.
Okay. As you as you place your hold on the boy's ankles as he's about to leave the car, you press it. The boy says, "What are you doing?" He makes the muscles tense so that you try to crush it, but his muscle response prevents you from being successful. You you are still holding on to his feet, to his foot, which makes him in an awkward which makes him stay in an awkward position, being held by the fist and being held by the ankle. And right now we're going to have kind of a combat turn. So I'd like you guys to throw 1d10 and you are going to get the result and sum up the values of wits and alertness.
I add that to 1d10, or
Yeah, you add the numbers. For example, how many points do you have in wits alertness?
I have 8 in total.
So
So
you throw a d10 and add 8. This will be your
oh,
initiative mark.
all right, 16.
Aaron?
Okay. I thought that. That's just 9.
Okay, so it means that Roger has better reflexes than Farron. Roger, you notice that Farron is trying to crush the boy's ankle, and you realize that it will be impossible for him to run if Farron is successful. You don't know how much damage the boy has suffered, but now you can do something.
I'm gonna jump back in the car and say, "So we're not leaving, apparently. Where are we going?"
um, by the ankle. Because he was still in the car, right? He was outside the car right now.
Yeah,
At the John.
he was like John was one leg outside. You grabbed the other, but then as Roger moved back in, it's like Roger sitting down on the bench. John is lying on his lap, falling to the outside because you're still holding his ankle. Let me go.
Fine. I'll let you go. At the same time, I'm gonna step out of the car, and then if John is running, I'll chase him.
Okay, just something. Roger entered the car again. I understand that is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're going to step out of the car, you have to step out from the other door. Are you going to let go of John's ankle?
Yes. Yes, that's what I did. Yeah, I did release the ankle, and
And you
I
stepped
got
out
out
of
of
the
the
car.
car. Yeah.
Okay. So you step out. John, he kind of stumbles and falls to the outside of the car. Roger, did you release John's fist? I mean, John's
No,
wrist?
I'm still holding his pulse, his wrist. I mean.
Okay, so he stumbles, he gets up to the other side a little bit awkwardly as he's trying to find a place to find support while his wrist is being held. And he says, "What was that for? You almost crushed my ankle."
I want to use. Can I use? No, he would have a counter, right? If I would use dominate on Roger, he has to, that's a contested roll, right?
Not necessarily. When we talk about dominate, let me
Mm-hmm.
check if the first power is usable on vampires. Uh,
Subjects, yeah.
you, I believe you can use it on vampires.
Yeah, because that would be command, right?
Yeah. But keep in mind that you have to lock your eyes with his.
Yeah. So because I see that. Let me see. Because if I'm getting out of the car, wrist is still being. So I call Roger's name out loud.
Yeah, remember that Roger is inside the car.
He's inside the car, so I get down because I just noticed that Roger is still holding John's wrists.
Mhm.
I shout at Roger and look at John, and then look back and let's see what happens.
um. Well, first I pull John back in the car, and then I'm gonna look at Pharaoh because he yelled at me, and I'm like, yeah, what's wrong?
It
What?
is time to let him go.
Okay. Test your manipulation plus intimidation.
Manipulation and
Yeah.
intimidation.
Roger, how much is your willpower?
2.
That is your difficulty. Oh, by the way, you are 13th generation, right? Pharaon is
Yeah, I
9th.
didn't know.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, let's make so.
I know, yeah. In this
Uh,
case, you are 13th. You're not
okay.
9th. Because you have
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
buy generation as background.
Yeah, that would be okay. What? No, damn it! I have 5 dice and it's one success.
Well, one success is enough. You say, let him go, and Roger lets go of John's wrist. Roger, you understand that you received a direct order that you could not fight against,
Mm-hmm.
right? But as the order of turns, you are the first one to act. As you let John's wrist go, you see that he will try to run away.
Um, I'll say to John, just stay here, John. Nothing's gonna happen. And I close the door on my side.
I would like to prevent him closing the door.
But you're on the other side.
Yeah, but I'm on the I understand that I'm on the opposite side of where John steps out, right? That's
Yes.
what I understand from this. So when you are closing that door, wait a minute. Oh, you're closing John's door. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to
Yeah.
okay. Ooh.
And just to
I'm-
remind you, Roger, John is outside. Okay, he's outside the
John
car.
is outside.
But I already pulled him in, right?
No, yeah, but when you enter the car. Oh no, yeah, sorry, my bad. I misorganized things. You let go of his wrist, but he's still kind of in an awkward position over you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you close the door. And Farron, you
Said-
see that the other door is closed.
So while you're closing that door, I'm gonna drag Farron over you, on top of you, drag him out of my side.
Okay. In this case, you're going to do a strength and athletics test. Your difficulty will be 7 because of his awkward position, and you need 2 successes to completely pull his body outside the car.
Okay. No. One success because one got canceled out.
So you pull him, like you quickly grab his leg that was on top, that was sitting on the bench, on the back seat. You pull, but John is fast enough to grasp the handler of the door that was just closed. So he gets like his legs are outside the car, his arms are stretched out, holding on to the handler, saying, "No, let me go! Let me go!" And Roger,
Farron, let's talk about this. This is going nowhere. You're talking only about power all the time. Don't you see that if you
This
turn him
is
in, you'll
not about power. This is about obligations.
But what if you don't have to fulfill your obligations because you decide?
I will continue dragging. I will continue pulling on John
okay, the
to
same
let go.
test, the same test, the same difficulty, but now you only need one more success.
Strength and athletics, right?
One detail that you notice on each other, Baron has a much more cadaver-like aspect. His skin is white, almost grayish. His veins are very apparent under the skin. His eyes have very marked claw feet and baggy eyes. His cheekbones are very apparent. His cheeks are very, like his face is very skinny, and even though Farron has the appearance, has good appearance, you see that it is a corpse, well dressed. Whereas with Roger, it is a different case. Roger seems more healthy. He even has some color to his cheeks. Like his face is a little bit pinkish, as if blood still ran through that skin. Okay, so how many successes did you have, Farron?
Again, one.
That is enough to pull you with one last pull. John lets go of the handler and is pulled outside, but you do not have a catch on him. You throw him to the ground. He falls to the floor. And Roger, you see that Farron is standing outside the car. John is lying on the floor, kind of trying to regain balance and stand up. And you,
What do I do, you mean?
yep,
I'm gonna step out.
from
I'm
which
gonna walk.
side?
Uh, can I walk around the car?
Yes, you can.
I'll walk around the car. I see how you want it. Let's do it. Fight me, bitch. You're muted, Omaro.
Yeah.
I will ask the retainer to grab John and go to the spot that I explained to him.
No, I'm staying here.
And while while he's getting out of the car, I'm gonna try to close the door.
He's getting out from the other side.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit him.
Okay, so you say, grab the boy, take him to this place. The
Yes, that's what
retainer
I'm saying.
will start doing that. Okay? So, in terms of turns here, this turn, the actions were Roger open the door, turns around, and say, fight me. John is trying to get up, and and Farron said, get the boy, go to this place, and tries to attack Roger. How are we going to attack Roger?
I'm gonna first do just a swing at just a swing at him. Taking into account that I'm trying to also look if I see something that I can use to subdue him.
Okay, so first it's a dexterity plus brawl test. I will give Roger the right for defense. So Roger, you are going to throw dexterity plus dodge if you want to just dodge, or if you want to block the attack, dexterity plus brawl.
Can I burn a blood die?
You can burn blood points, yes. What do you want to do with that?
I'm gonna I would like to
What did you
increase.
what did you say was the other one? Because I only see brawl.
Yeah.
Dodge. Wait, let me
I
check the.
don't see a dodge.
What? Where is it? Oh my god, they took it out. Okay, so basically you can use athletics if you want to just escape the punch, or you can use brawl if you want to block the punch.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. So dexterity.
Yeah, I'm just for the extra die. I just want to create more time between, because that's more the purpose of the attack, to make him be late. Be late.
Okay.
I roll so no success.
How many?
2
So
successes.
5 and a 2, so 0 successes.
So, basically, Farron catches Roger off guard and he lands the punch. So, here is how combat mechanic works in Vampire. You only need one success to hit a blow. Any extra successes will give you more damage dice. As you had 2 successes, you will roll your average damage plus 1. What is your average damage? In this case, it is your strength uh, pool.
So
So,
that's 3.
plus 1, you're going to roll 4 dice. Any
Okay.
6 or more, it's a success, but in this case, numbers 1 do not cancel.
Okay.
I
That is,
do.
yeah.
How
Do
many?
I roll any?
How many, Pharaoh?
2 successes.
2 successes. So,
No, sorry, 3 successes.
3 successes. Then, Roger, you can soak in the damage by making a stamina check. If you have fortitude, you can
Yeah.
add fortitude to the dice you roll. Same case with the damage roll. 6 or more, it's a success, and any numbers 1 do not cancel.
2 successes.
So it means that Baron lands the punch, but as you hit Roger, you can feel that his skin is stronger, it's more resistant than you expected, and he takes no damage. So, second turn, we are not going to reroll initiative, okay? But I'd like you to be mindful of your dice throws. Why is that? If you do not declare you are using your action to defend yourselves or to dodge something, I will consider that you have 0 dice to roll as a dodge. Okay?
How much actions do we have? Like just an action and a bonus action, or
Just an action.
Just one action, yeah.
Yeah. You are
or
allowed some movement, but it's just one action. You can divide your dice stock, like you can attack with half the power to dodge with half the power. So it means that you roll half your dice in a way. There is a calculus there that I'm not going to get into it, but
I'll just give if I do something, if I can do something else. Just I because I don't. uh,
so
what I'm gonna
you're the
do,
first one to act.
what I'm gonna do, is loosen the um. Wait, let me Google. I don't know what it's in English.
What word are you looking for?
Already, I'm loosening the valve of the tire. So that after all the air will come out of the car.
Are you were going to try to damage the
I'm
The
tire?
gonna
car, yeah, the tire,
loosen
yeah.
the valve of the tire so
Oh,
that all the air will go out. So it's not usable anymore.
okay. Let me ask you something. How much strength have you got?
I got 1 strength.
You do realize that it is like a weak human punching a tiger.
No, I don't want to punch the tire. I want to loosen the valve. So I want to by pressing the. If you press the valve of a tire, all the air will come out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get what you're doing. Yeah. Um,
At least I think for a car, it's just pressing because you cannot take it off. But
Based on your intelligence, you know that you may have to handle certain blows to be able to completely release the air. Okay?
I'm gonna do it.
All right. So basically, you focus on doing that. I'm not going to require any kind of tests, but you start. Basically, Roger uh, ducks, puts his hand on the tire, and you start listening. It is going to take you about 5 turns to completely empty the tire.
All right.
Great. I'm gonna run.
Okay? Keep in mind that a tire, one turn is like 3 seconds in Vampire the Masquerade.
Okay.
So
Uh,
while that happens, the retainer goes around the car. John stands up and he's starting to sprint, run. Uh, so, Baron,
I'm going to run and grab John and run into the direction that I need it to go.
okay, so dexterity plus raw, so that you can hold the grasp on John.
Okay. Oh, that's a no successes, 0 successes, no fails.
You try to hold him, but your hand kind of slips on his shirt. Maybe it is too oily from staying too long in the sewers or on a cage. So, next turn, Roger, you see that Farron has just aimed for John instead of you. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna stop with the tire and I'm gonna run after them.
Okay, they're still in the same place. John wasn't able to start sprinting. It's like Farron punched you. He just turned to the other side and tried to get John, but he couldn't.
Oh, then I'm gonna tackle Farron.
So, dexterity plus brawl.
This is gonna be a joke fest.
By the way, Farron, if you want
I would like
to
to. Yeah,
defend
I would like
yourself,
to John. I want to jump.
okay, just something. If you want to defend yourself, you forego any other action this turn because you act
Yeah.
after Roger. It's like reflexive defense. You stop doing whatever you were doing.
Yeah. That. While I get to grab because the grabbing of John failed, I'm gonna just I can basically get notice that Roger's behind me, and I'm gonna try to jump. So jump in the air so that he can't trip me.
All right. So then, for Roger, dexterity plus brawl. For Baron, dexterity plus sports or athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
Difficulty 6 for both of you.
I had 0 successes.
I have 0 successes.
Okay. It is basically something like this.
This is a nerd fight.
Yeah, Roger tries to tackle Farron, but he kind of missteps and he goes towards another direction, like he swerves to the right, unknowingly, and Farron jumps to the left, trying to avoid a Roger that would never have hit him.
This is the nerdiest fight ever.
So, let me just do something here.
Well, it was already nerdy because we started with opening and closing doors for the first 50 minutes of the fight or something.
As you have this interaction, Farron's retainer tries to grab John but fails, just like Farron did. And John starts running. The boy runs. He starts
Run, John, run!
He's darting down the street. What are your next action?
Um, can I can I wait and use my action when when Farron moves?
As you act first, you have an idea of what Farron will do. So yes, you can. Farron.
After I got my feet back on the ground, after not succeeding in avoiding something that did not come to me, I'm just gonna tell my retainer to chase him, and I'm gonna have chase too, or do the chase too, and I'm just gonna run.
Immediately when he starts running, I trip him.
Okay, so dexterity plus brawl, and as Farron did not say he will try to avoid, if you are successful, then we'll see.
Damn it! Damn it! 0 successes. My great plan failed. Why?
Farron darts with his retainer after the boy.
When I needed it the most, they left me.
The night getting darker. Darker, no, sorry. The night is suddenly getting lighter. Both Farron and Roger remember that they've been spending too long on the street. You break in your sprint and you stop. Realize you guys have to seek shelter from the sunlight lest you want to face extinction.
I'm gonna go back to the car. And I'll tell the retainer, go behind the wheel and let us just return. We'll try to find John again.
How empty is the tire?
Sorry?
How empty is the tire of the car? I want to know.
Okay, you notice as you were going back to the car that Roger's there.
Damn it. I will go into the car. And because the windows are tinted, like every kindred has a tinted car if they have a car. How long before sunrise?
You know that you have about half an hour, 1 hour to go, so you could find shelter if you needed. You could like take an Uber or so. You were not risking that much, but you broke the persecution because if you faced any other difficulties, you wouldn't have enough time to find shelter.
I tell the retainer that he has to fix the car, and I'll just Uber my way home.
What about Roger?
That's his problem.
Well, do you have some friends nearby?
Well, you could roll a wits plus survival to try to find a suitable place to hide from.
Do my resources or contacts do anything in this context?
You can throw one extra dice for your contacts.
I have two points in context, so
2 extra die.
So I rolled that, and what did I roll? Say me again. What do I need to roll? I forgot. Wait.
With survival,
With survival.
with extra 2 die.
Yeah, 8 dice. So I rolled one, two, 3 successes.
You call your contacts and they mention to you certain buildings that have some empty apartments. You break into one of them and you hide from the sun. Baron takes an Uber, goes back to his place just in time to lock himself in his own room away from sun rays that could tear his skin apart from his, you know, flesh. And both of you go to slumber as you feel the death's grasp touching you so that you become the cadaver that you are during the day. You can't stop but wonder what would happen if I drank the boy's blood. Would that be redemption? Would my sins of killing foreign ladies in dark alleys be excused? Would I be able to retain my moral code and my respect for life? Would canine society change by any means just because we didn't give the boy back to the people who were keeping him hostage from the heart? Those thoughts, those wonders will remain in your head is here today. Thank you very much for the players. Enjoy this adventure. Thank you very much for the viewers. We are a nation of dice, a group of nerdish lads from different countries who like to play some RPG. If you enjoyed this tale, please be sure to follow us and be notified whenever we go online with more RPG content. I am Eritham or Caio, if you choose to treat me by my birthday or my virtual persona, it's up to you. And how about our players? Do you have anything to plug in, guys?
Finally, I have my podcast. It's gonna get up because I edited today. Only the edits were gone, so I have to do it again. But they will be online tonight.
You don't know which. Wait, who am I
Oh,
going
by the
with?
way, I'm
Mr.
Omaro, of course.
Sorry, some sound that was not supposed to show up showed up. Okay. Good to know that your podcast is back. That's nice, Omaro.
Well, I am Cast, and I have to plug as a follower YouTube where a regular D&D story is. Join our Discord where we announce a lot of stuff. You can also follow our Reddit that still needs to be started, but because there's no content there yet. But at one point there will be content. We hope. But make sure to follow us on Twitch and to watch us every week on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, we are still looking for someone who can strengthen the team. So if you like D&D, or maybe you like Vampire the Masquerade, I suggest we have to do it again because the adventure is not done yet. So it's gonna be one of the newest parts of the content.
Why not?
No idea. I'll be fine with that. I love it. Yeah, we're still looking for someone that is not us that wants to participate in streaming. And yeah, just let us know. Contact us on Discord or Twitter, even Nation of Dice. That's also possible. I don't have anything else to say. I'll let it up to our famous Brazilian.
Then, guys, I'm not famous. I wish I were. So, guys, I'm sending you guys to Planet Gabble. they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, so please don't forget to say that you came from Nation of Dice. And I hope to see you all here next week when probably our Dungeons and Dragons adventure will resume. If not, Vampire again it is. Thank you very much, guys. See you. So I set the scene and